The question asks to find the volume of a solid rotated about the y-axis for the curve y equals 1 over x squared, constraints y equals 0, x equals 3, x equals 5. Why use the shell method? Because the independent variable, which is x squared in this case, is different from the axis around which this is being rotated, the y-axis. So use the shell method. If you wanted to use the disk or washer method, you'd have to find x in terms of y here. You'd have to get x equals some function of y, f of y in other words. I don't want to do that. I want to just use f of x. This is also f of x equals 1 over x squared, with x the independent variable rotating about y, so I'll use the shell method. You can look how this thing is derived. Let's look at the function first. In other words, do a search and find out how this shell method formula is derived. This is what y equals 1 over x squared looks like. Here's y equals 0, it's the x-axis. Here's x equals 3, x equals 5. In fact, I can do that in different colors, so you can see it. It's this. So I don't care about any of this stuff. I just care about that region that I just showed there. You can look up how this is derived, but it's 2 pi times r. That's the surface area of the shell times the height, distance under the curve, and then the thickness of this thing will be dx, or the change in x. Well, the radius is the distance from the y-axis, so it's x. And the height is the distance under the curve. Well, the curve is 1 over x squared. And then dx. This I should have put delta x up here. That's the thickness of this thing, but it's dx. Turns into dx. So what is, I can write this as an integral from 3 to 5. 2 pi can come outside because that's just a constant. X times 1 over x squared is just 1 over x, and then dx. And that equals 2 pi. What is the antiderivative of 1 over x? The natural log of x. So 2 pi times the natural log of x, evaluated from 3 to 5, which is equal to 2 pi times log of 5 minus log of 3, which equals, if you're a genius, you can probably figure that out, but I'm not a genius, so I'll have to put it in a calculator. 2 pi times log of 5 minus log of 3 is equal to, we'll have an answer momentarily, 3.209612, etc., etc. So depending depending on how much you want to, or how many decimals you want to round to, it's equal to approximately 3.2096. Let's get rid of that. Equals approximately 3.2096. This is the exact answer. This is the approximate answer, 3.2096. That's the shell method. And again, you can look up, do a search for shell method, finding volume of rotation, and you'll see how that thing is derived, how the formula is derived.